Today is one of those oppressive, hot, steamy summer days in New York City. The polyester from the petticoat sticks to my legs as I walk. I try to maneuver the hoop skirt to catch some air underneath the copious layers, but it's no use. The heat is only exacerbated by the cinched waist of the costume and wig I'm trapped in. I wipe the sweat from my forehead and step inside the chilled, air-conditioned lobby of one of those nondescript hotels located in the Times Square area. I spot a group of jovial tourists standing in front of a bank of elevators, loudly talking over each other. In my best fake British accent, "Excuse me, are you by any chance my group from Wisconsin?" "We're the Green Bay Packer Cheeseheads," a man's voice booms. "Welcome, my little cheeseheads. I'm Anna, and I'll be escorting you to tonight's performance of The King and I." Here's a question. Which famous actor played the king in over 4,000 performances? They stare at me with glazed eyes, as if I have asked them to explain the Pythagorean theorem. No, here's a hint. He was bald. "Yul Brynner, excellent, well done. What'd I win? Oh, a pastrami on rye at the Carnegie Deli, valued at $65. Will we meet Yule tonight?" No, sir. I'm sorry to say, Mr. Brynner will not be performing this evening as he's no longer with the living, but Lou Diamond Phillips has reprised the role. "Are you the real Anna?" Oh dear. This guy's rather tipsy. It appears they've all had a few too many libations at dinner. But I soldier on. "Aren't you sweet? No, I'm not the real Anna. The real Anna is in her dressing room doing vocal warm-ups. I'm merely escorting you up 8th Avenue to the play." "Are you an actress?" asks a shy, starry-eyed woman who's clearly had her share of Wisconsin cheese. "I am." Ah, her eyes expand. "Have we seen you in anything?" "Well, you might have seen me as the prosecuting attorney, Alyssa Brynner, on Another World. Your Honor, my client is under a great deal of pressure. I was also traitor number 9 in the movie Wall Street. This is really special. Anacott Steel, paint the tape, or riding the C train. But we'd better move along. Don't want to keep the King of Siam waiting." "We're taking a cab, right?" asks a man in a green plaid sports jacket and starched khaki slacks. No, sir. We're walking." Oh dear, a collective groan rises from the group. "Are you kidding?" "No, sir, I'm not. Not to worry. It's only 6 blocks. Follow me." As they pass through the revolving door from the excessive air-conditioned cold into a blast of car exhaust, soot, and humidity, their groans and moans become louder, like they're exiting the North Pole into Dante's Inferno. Oh dear. This half-drunk gaggle of tourists is oblivious to their surroundings. Several of them stagger into the street. Wait, careful. I go running after them and capture a couple of tipsy wayward charges. The sign says, "Don't walk." "Stay focused, everyone." "Why can't we take a taxi?" moans a bleary-eyed man. I want to say, because your company's cheap, so we're hoofing it. Instead, oh, I wish we were too, but this is New York. Everyone walks in New York. Exercise is rejuvenation for the soul. All right, my little cheese puffs, follow me. Try not to get hit by a cab. Then, like a mama duck, with her ducklings trailing behind, we begin the slow, tedious task of maneuvering up 8th Avenue in the sweltering heat. The polyester once again adheres to my body, trapping the sweat. Oh my God, what was I thinking? Who does this? As an actor in New York City, I've done my share of survival jobs to fill in during the lean times. Gift shows, kid shows, scarf sales, sample sales, showroom modeling, word processing, executive secretary, and temping from Wall Street to Madison Avenue and back again. I even managed Macy's Santaland. But this has got to be the most humiliating job I've ever encountered. Lost in my thoughts, I catch a sight of a familiar face. Oh no! No, no, no! Who's that? Oh, thank God. It's okay. I'm safe. For a second, I thought that was the well-known theater casting director, Pat McCorkle. Oh my God, that would be horrible. I mean, what if someone recognizes me in this ridiculous getup? What if, I don't know, horror of horrors, what if that someone were John Simon? Oh, I'd have to kill myself. John Simon, one of the most revered and hated theater critics in New York, he can build up or destroy a show or a career with a few words in one of his reviews. I met him at a cocktail party in an elegant apartment overlooking Central Park on the Upper West Side. The hostess was a young, up-and-coming photographer, a protege of Ansel Adams. Anyway, as I approached the dessert table, I was stunned by the sight of John Simon, the man every theater person lionizes and fears, standing and stuffing a substantial piece of chocolate layer cake into his mouth, chewing with his mouth open. I'm shocked. The man I thought was so erudite and patrician turns out to be a slob with no manners. I pretend not to notice him, and instead I place a few nuts and dried apricots onto my plate. Who are you? What do you do? He bellows, spewing chocolate cake. I'm an actress. Oh, oh dear. Have I reviewed you? Yes. Well, you reviewed a production I was in. Father Uxbridge Wants to Marry at the Three Muses Theater. A quizzical grin of chocolate cake spreads across his face, and his eyes glisten with anticipation. Oh, don't worry. You gave us a favorable review. You said the show was surprisingly well acted, and we deserved a full off-Broadway production. Oh, thank God. The problem was show business. He pontificates, spitting chocolate crumbs at me. There's so many horrible, no talent people gumming up the works. Hard for the talented ones to make it through all the crap. Are you in something I could attend? Oh, not at the moment. Well, here's my card. Contact me when you're in something. By the way, are you married? A gust of molten hot exhaust from the M104 bus knocks me back to reality. I turn to check on my sodden travelers and discover a few of them lagging behind. I run across the street to retrieve my ducklings. Alrighty, folks, Come on, come on. The sign says walk. Let's go, let's go. Stay together. Don't dawdle. Don't talk to strangers, etc., etc., etc. When I raise my arm to show the way, I'm hit by a putrid, rancid odor. What is that? Of course, the dress. Costumes like this are rarely cleaned. Instead, they're sprayed with Lysol to kill the germs and mask the smell. But the heat and sweat have released this hideous aroma. Oh, the wig is itching like crazy. Whew. How many other suckers were fooled into doing pathetic jobs like this? All right, don't think about the hideous job. Only 3 more blocks. 3 more blocks in the blistering heat and dirt and grime of 8th Avenue. Sweat drips down my back, pools at the cinched waist of this obnoxious, smelly polyester dress. Desperate to distract myself and keep them focused in line and on time, I begin singing, getting to know you, getting to know all about you. Come on, everybody, sing. I'm going to kill my friend. She talked me into doing this asinine job. Easy peasy, she said. An effortless $100 cash. It'll take 20 minutes tops. Lies, all lies. Getting to like you, getting to hope you like me. I can't hear you. Oh, where did I go wrong? Didn't I do everything Estelle Parsons told me to do? Oh, Estelle Parsons? Yeah, she won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in Bonnie and Clyde. She was also on the Roseanne show as the mom. Anyway, I saw her speak at a theater conference for women. She encouraged us to create our own work, do our own projects. She said, all the men go to Hollywood, become movie stars, make millions of dollars. She said women need to take over the theater. Getting to know you, putting it my way, but nicely. I did exactly what she said. I wrote and performed not one, but 2 solo plays, Calling on God, and my current piece, My Life in the Trenches, about how I escaped the provincial South, my military family, and my husband to move to New York and become an actress. I performed my solo plays at small theaters, performance spaces, and theater festivals throughout New York City. My Trenches play was Best of the Fest at the Midtown International Theater Festival one year, and we sold out the Kitchen Theater in Ithaca, New York during a blizzard and received terrific reviews. One of the Broadway producers of City of Angels expressed interest in producing Trenches and moving it off Broadway. Oh, I was beyond thrilled, but he got cancer and unexpectedly died. Don't quit your day jobs. Come on, my darlings. 2 women behind me are giggling. She is so silly in that outfit. I turn to them, hoping to create a breeze beneath my hoop skirt. I want to say, I heard you. Don't judge me until you've walked a mile in my hoop skirt. You think I'm silly? Look around, my cheese puffs. This is New York. I look normal. You're the ones who look strange. You're a tourist. Now quit harassing me or I'll take you to Jersey. Instead, I smile and say, we've almost reached our destination. This job reminds me of the old joke about the guy sweeping up elephant dung at the circus. He spent 25 years complaining about his horrible job, but when asked why he didn't leave and find other employment, What? And quit show business? After an eternity, we round the corner of 8th Avenue and 52nd Street, where wall-to-wall tourists block the sidewalk and street like a traffic cop in an intersection. Excuse me, pardon us. Coming through, coming through. Finally, we reach the Neil Simon Theater. Ah, thank God. I'm so over the sweltering heat, the clueless crowds, the obnoxious car horns. I want to scream. But in my best Anna rendition, I give them a cheery farewell. Good night, my little mozzarellas. Enjoy the show. They wave, and with sweat dripping down my back and legs, I wave back as they disappear into the chilly air of the lobby. The entrance to the C train is only 2 blocks away. I propel myself forward through the tourists, dreaming of being home, back in my air-conditioned apartment, luxuriating in a long, cool shower and taking a nap. If I were still in my 20s, I'd say, sure, go ahead. Who cares? Do these crappy jobs. But I'm 50 years old. I know. 50's the new 30. But how much longer can I maintain this charade? I'll tell you one thing. If I haven't made it by the time I'm 85, I am out of here. Oh my God. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for watching. I so appreciate it. I'm very grateful to everyone who watches the videos, and leave a like. Be sure and leave a like. Subscribe. Like and subscribe. Very important. And I want to give a special thank you to anyone who bought me a coffee, or a special thanks. So Carol F., Kevin F., John McD., Kate G., Randy Land, JP Page. Thank you so much. And to all my monthly subscribers, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, and I got a notification, or an email, I guess, from YouTube, which showed me that I have now reached 275,000 views, which I don't know what that means, but I guess it means something. Okay, questions for you. Have you ever had a job so ridiculous that you questioned all your life choices? 2, what's your most humiliating or hilarious side gig? 3, I usually don't do 3, but I like this one. Do you think the never quit mindset in the arts is inspiring or insane? Okay, questions from you guys. Jeffrey wanted to know, after the incident on Deadline, was I harassed in any other of the jobs that I did like that? Actually, yes. I was working as a stand-in on a new TV series. I don't remember the name of it. I don't remember who I blocked it out. It didn't do well. But I was standing in, and during a break, I was just standing behind one of the flats for the set that we were working on, because I knew I was going to have to go right back in. So I was just standing there, and the first AD came up to me and he started talking. So we're chatting, and he's telling me he's divorced, he's got a couple of kids, and that he's not available every weekend. He's going into this whole thing. And then he says, so I think, we should go out. I was kind of stunned, actually. And I went, well, actually, I don't, I don't date people that I'm in the workplace. I don't think that's a good thing to do. I don't think it's professional. So he said, okay, you're fired. And I laughed. I thought that was so funny. But I thought he was making a joke. But guess what? He was not making a joke. I was fired because I never went back to that show. But that's fine. Who cares? And a few years later, when I was a regular on Criminal Intent, he was there. I guess he came in for a week to replace one of our guys. I kept looking at him. He pretended like he didn't know me. He wouldn't look at me. He didn't see me. So whatever. Who cares? All right. Next question. Glinda S. wants to know, how do actors get paid? She said, I assume day players get paid at the end of the day. No. How do we get paid? We're given vouchers, unless you're a regular contract player, and then that's all done ahead of time. But if you're a day player, you fill out forms. It's called a voucher, and it is turned in at the end of the day after they figured out how many hours you worked, how much overtime you have, if any meal penalties, all that adds up. And then that is submitted to payroll. And then it takes, I think it's 7 to 10 days before you receive a check in the mail. Things may be a little different now because I understand a lot of it's done electronically. I never did. I've never done any of it well, that's not true. I've done some of it electronically, but yeah, okay, no. What about core background? Same deal. You're not under contract. You're filling out a voucher every single day. You'll get your check in a couple of weeks. An extra with a speaking part, that would mean that you're upgraded to day player. And the same, you would get your voucher filled out at the end of the night and get your check in a couple of weeks. All right, let's see. She also wants to know, can you tell how much the non-lead stars make? Well, SAG has certain pay scales, and it's done by rates. I mean, stars, everybody negotiates through their agent or manager, but lots of times when you look on breakdowns, it will say that they're paying scale, and SAG has certain rates for certain parts. That's how you get paid. Okay. In the 80s, when I lived in LA, I knew some actors. If you live in LA, it's hard not to know some. They're everywhere. They didn't seem to make much money, even on soap operas. Most of them had regular jobs as well. Well, if you're a star on a soap opera, you're getting paid very well. When I had my reoccurring part on Another World, I was still working that crazy job at the aerobic studio because you don't know when you're going in next. So, and you're not under contract, at least I wasn't, so they can let you go at any time, which they did. Okay, Time Runner wants to know, did I meet Oliver Platt when I was doing Deadline? Well, sort of. I mean, you're on set with them every day, but it's not like a formal introduction, although it may have been like, hi, I'm Oliver, I'm Jill, nice to meet you. That's usually what happens. Like when I met Jack Black, he was like, hi, I'm Jack. I'm like, yeah, hi, I'm Jill. And we had a little chuckle. Phil M. Oh, you mentioned about boosting the YouTube algorithm. Says, I saw one of your shorts on YouTube and wondered if you might reuse your content to produce more of these. And it's so interesting because that's what I was thinking I would do. I could pull shorts from my full-length videos and put them out. So I did that one just to see, to figure out how to do it. I didn't even monetize it because I didn't know how, but then I figured out how to monetize it, so I did. So yeah, I'm going to try that and see what that does. Okay, Amy 83079 suggested I change the name of my channel. She had a few suggestions, but one of them was, so you want to be an actor, which I like. But here's the thing with my channel. I want to be able to tell stories other than just me being an actor. Like I'm going to tell stories about being an army brat as well. So I didn't want to limit it to just acting. But then I thought, well, maybe I could have a second channel that would be So You Want to Be an Actor. And then I could do maybe just do shorts on there. And those would be all the shorts that I would take from the content I've already done. So that's a possibility. I don't know how any of this works, but I really appreciate everyone's suggestions. They're so good and insightful. We'll see what happens, right? I'll just keep trying different things. What else do I need to tell you guys? I think that's it. Just, it's so hot here. We're under a heat advisory, or we were. It may be over now. Crazy weather, right? So everyone, stay cool. Unless you're in like Australia or someplace where it's winter now. I really appreciate you being here. I love you guys a lot. And I will see you next week. Wow. Okay, you guys. Love you. Bye.